look at that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you see this? I'm down $8 now. Are you freaking kidding me? It is February 3rd, 2025. It's currently 8:08 a.m. All right, do y'all see what's happening on QQQ on the 1 hour chart here? I'm on Webull for you beginner traders who may not know what platform this is. If you'd like to, follow along and learn how to work this platform, just download Webull Desktop to your computer. It's better to trade from your computer than, it's better to chart from your computer than your phone, because I do place trades on my phone, but I watch the charts on my computer. Gives me a bigger overall picture. Okay, so can somebody please tell me what's going on in the market that QQQ dropped from 531 from Friday down to 508 this morning? Okay, on Monday. What is going on in the market? Okay, so we did get that cross down Friday, all right, and it just continued on down. What is really going on? So let's go to the 4 hour chart. Now, before I go to the 4 hour chart, let's check out the EMAs, the 5 EMA. Well, you can look up here to see what color is color coded for me, because I set these colors for my EMAs. The 5 EMA is blue, the 13 EMA is green, the 48 EMA is purple, the red EMA is, the 200 EMA is red, okay? So therefore, the current EMAs are not properly aligned to take a trade, even to the downside, because the 48 EMA is still slightly above the 200 EMA. So we would definitely wait for market open in 20 minutes to see if this downward trend will continue. While we're at it, let's go ahead and box in pre-market high, which is, that resistance level that's keeping it smack dab where it is, and also right here to pre-market low. Okay, so we're going to use this to gauge the EMAs on the 5-minute chart. So we're using this 1 hour chart to tell us the overall picture, okay? Because I'm trying to day trade this, or I'm trying to, just get in and get out of my trade. So what's currently going on, it dropped down here once market opened at 3, whatever time market opens, came down here, bounced up, went up, came back down, went back up, dropped all the way down here from 512 down to 508. It was able to push itself back up, okay, back up, and then it is currently, in this mid range right here. So we'll see, how the EMAs are looking on the 5-minute chart. Now, I normally don't look at the 4 hour chart, but just for the sake of overall picture, because this, drop has been tremendous, I'm going to go to the 4 hour chart, okay? So let's see what's going on here. Let's see if I can find, okay, so let's find some similarities. We have this price is similar to what happened over here and what happened over here, okay? So this is a zone where people are, coming in, buying the dip, basically. All right, so that's what's going on. And as you can see, the same thing happened here. You can see the EMAs aligning the same way here. Now, it did drop down here and then push its way back up. Remember, this is the 4 hour chart. It's going to move super slowly, okay? So, basically, once we see the EMAs align, okay, on the 4 hour chart, we can rest assured that we're going to get a little push up. But right now, they're not aligned. So I would have to think that, possibly this has a little more push down to go. Well, no. You can't say that, because it did touch down. It touched down to the support level right here. So it may be getting ready to push back up, but we don't know. So just take that to the 1 hour chart. It came down, it retested, and now let's see if it's going to push up. Now, if it's going to push up, what's going to happen? What's going to happen, like it did over here, price will push up, but the thing is, we would probably need to wait. Well, I'm not going to say what we need to wait on, because we're going to use this information to drop down to the 5-minute chart to see how the EMAs are aligning on the 5-minute chart. So let's go on down to the 5-minute chart. All right, so as you can see, we have our zone right here that I drew on the 1 hour chart. And there's a pre-market high, there's a pre-market low, and our EMAs, we have them aligned for like a downward trend. Of course, we have the 200 on top, the 48 right here, the 13 right here, and the 5 right here. Now we can see that this is consolidating because we have the 5 and 13 EMAs kind of intertwined right here. So we're in a consolidation zone right here. All right, so what we want to see is, what I'd like to see is a push back up over the 48, and I'd like to see, if it's going to continue in the downtrend, I'd like to see the 5 and 5 cross over the 13 again to the downside. Okay, then I trust it for a downward trade. Right now, no. Right now, we're in the zone right here, so I definitely wouldn't trust it one way or the other. Definitely not up, because we're only trading upward if our EMAs are aligned to the upside. Okay, right now our EMAs are aligned to the downside, but we got to see, is it going to break this level of support right here, or is it going to just, you know, continue to consolidate? Or, you know, if it goes back up, then, you know, we're definitely not going to place a trade, because we've got to wait for these EMAs to align to the upside. So I'll sit and I'll wait and I'll watch. You know, it's 9:14 a.m. so I'm going to wait and see if we can get a push up back up to, you know, resistance right here, and a retest basically, and see if it fails. If it fails, then there should be a cross back to the downside of the 5 and 13. And if that happens, if I see that about to happen, then I'll drop down to the 1 minute chart and see what's going on. Let's go to the 1 minute chart just for the heck of it. So as I said, we have the consolidation going on here. The EMAs are not properly aligned even on the 1 minute chart. Okay, so definitely we're not jumping into this. We're not trying to do anything. But I will tell you that if the EMAs can align, well, no, I'm not going to say that, because I need to see what's happening on the 5 minute chart in order to use the 1 minute to make a move. Okay, I can't make a move on the 1 minute without something happening on the 5 minute chart. So this is something I put into my trading strategy just from last week of trading, and, you know, messing up my trades. I did lose like $130 last week. Was it 130? Let me look at my book. So, oops. All right, so let me look in my journal, because I like to write down my P&L in my journal, so I can just, and I write it in my health journal, because my health journal is something I look at every single day. I did just finish walking my 2 miles and doing my weightlifting for the day. So definitely keep your health in order. I am a big advocate for that, because when you get unhealthy, you have pains that you shouldn't be having. And so last week I lost $136. I'm not proud to say that, but, you know, I learned valuable lessons from last week. And just because you lose doesn't mean that you made the wrong trades. Sometimes it just means that things did not work out. Okay, you know, I followed my strategy most of those days, and, you know, it just didn't work out. I think I had one slip up last week where I was like just trading, you know, because I, you know, wasn't strategizing, and I lost money. But I did go back and back test most of those trades over the weekend, and I've been posting those videos over the weekend. So I think I have like, I think I did the 27th, the 28th. I don't think I traded on the 29th, because I was off in the house doing something else with my family. And by the time I came back, my strategy had played out and it dropped a significant amount. So I missed that trade. So I did trade on the 30th and 31st. So I'm going to go and do those videos and get those up today. And, you know, it's good to back test your trades. Make sure you're back testing. Make sure that you're going over the trades that you made the previous week, because that is vital information that's going to help you to increase and get, it's going to help you get better at trading, basically. And without that, you know, you run the risk of really stalling your trading success and really limiting your ability to really gain more information when it comes to trading. So definitely, I don't care if you win or you lose, use those wins and those losses. I want you to study them. I want you to go back to the chart, find out what your time was that you got in and the time that you got out of your trade, and I want you to rectangle those in on your chart. And then I want you to see, hey, did I follow my strategy? Did I make the right move? What could I have done better? You know, and if you followed your strategy, you know, sometimes those are days where you have to say, okay, I followed my strategy, but it just didn't work out. You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with that mentally, because hanging on to that mental, anguish from losing the trade can really stunt your growth as a trader. So whatever happens in your trade, let it stay in that trade, okay? Don't use it as something. And plus, if you made, like for instance, I made like $750 a few weeks ago in December 2024, right? And ultimately I lost it all back because I still didn't really have my trading strategy down. So I was able to make the money, but I wasn't able to replicate it once again. So there are going to be days where you make a whole lot of money. You're going to get the big head. You're going to be like, okay, I finally got this. And then only to realize you really don't have it. And, you lose it all back. You gotta think clearly. You gotta get your headspace right to really, on a daily basis, be profitable. Because trading is one of those things, it's like a lonely journey. It's a mental journey of learning and teaching yourself, because although you may follow other people who may be on YouTube sharing their journey, me included, you can only go to different places, listen to their information, gain knowledge, but at the end of the day, you have to take that knowledge and be able to apply it. And if you're lacking in the ability to apply it, then that can really hinder your ability to become a profitable trader as well. So definitely find what works for you, but also, there's nothing wrong with learning from somewhere else. Learn the ropes from someone else and learn the basics from someone else. Because even when I started trading, I knew nothing about trading. I was even surprised when I found online trading. I didn't even know that was a thing. In my mind, trading only took place in the World Trade Center, okay? In my mind, we, the public, didn't have access to trade and invest, I knew nothing about investing. I knew nothing about stock charts. This wasn't taught to me growing up. The closest thing I got to knowing and not knowing what stocks were was when I used to watch, my family would have the news on the TV and I'd see the different things gliding across the bottom of the screen. That always caught my attention for some reason. I didn't know what it was. I never thought to ask anyone what it was or what it meant, but I wish that I did. And had I known it had something to do with, money makes the world go round, had I known that at that age, I think I would have been into trading a lot sooner. But I'm here now. But yeah, I didn't even know that we as a public could trade online. I didn't know that we could open a brokerage account and trade and, place trades like they do, on why did I say World Trade Center? Wall Street, whatever. Wall Street. So I thought you had to be a professional to do that stuff. So I was really taken back because I had some money and I was trying to, telling myself, I don't want to just go spend this on, bullcrap, right? I want to take this money and, invest in a business or something. I didn't know where to start, but I looked up some work from home things and all this kind of stuff, and I was trying to see how I can invest in maybe a business that was already established and just be a partner or something. And somehow trading came across my Google search. Okay, I clicked on it and then I started researching. I'm like, okay, this sounds like something I can do. I think I can do this. All I gotta do is put the money in, make the right trade, and make money. Okay, sounds easy enough. So that's how my trading career got started right there. And I did have what you call beginner's luck. I had that. I grew my account from $10,500 to $21,000 in a matter of a couple of weeks. Not even really knowing what I was doing. So I've taken this past, I'd say, year and a half to really learn and study and to figure out, the proper way to trade. And eventually I'm going to get back there, growing my bank account that big, how big I grew it in the first place. But when you first start off, you're going to have those days where you get lucky. But just know that there's going to come a time in your trading journey where you're absolutely going to have to learn your strategy and learn, all about trading and all that good stuff. And better to do that sooner than later. All right. So we have market opening in about 6.5 more minutes. So that's my analysis of what's going on the charts. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart because that's where I'm going to be watching it from. So right now we just got this going on, and remember we are at a support level here. This is support. So if this is going to break on down, you got to be sure and certain that it's going to break on down, because most of the time when it gets to support, it just shoots right back up the opposite direction. But even if it shoots up the opposite direction, I wouldn't trade this because the EMAs are not aligned. So, you know, make your move, be smart on the charts, you know, make your money, get in, get out, go with the flow of the trend. Definitely don't be making stuff up, because making stuff up will get your money gone. Okay, so I'll come back on once market opens and continue to break down what I'm seeing on the charts. Here's market open. There's absolutely nothing really going on here, so I won't be placing a trade. Let's see where this goes in a little while. All right, so it's 9:53 a.m. and it's looking like our EMAs are trying to align in the right direction. So I'm going to drop down to the 1 minute chart. I'm currently on the 5 minute chart, and see if the EMAs are aligning on the 1 minute chart. All right, so the EMAs look like they kind of want to align, but I still have the 13 EMA sitting smack dab right there by the 48 and the 200 EMA. So I'm not convinced yet that this is about to break down. It may be about to drop, but I need everything to be aligned properly for this to break down in the right direction. So if we can get the right cross here, then I would say it's time for puts, okay? All right, so everything is aligned. Let's see if it's going to continue to break down in the right direction. All right, so what's going on? We've got all EMAs aligned, but that 48 is still sitting right there tight with that 200 EMA. So I would want to give this a little more time to break. And plus, we're sitting here at a support level right here. So have to be careful at this point, because it is previously bouncing when it comes to here, and then here, and then bouncing back up. Okay, so what this may do is bounce back up and probably pull the 48 on down with it. If it can do that, then I think it can break on down to the downside. So let's see what happens. On the 5 minute chart, we are getting across of that 5 and 13 to the downside, but like I said, we're running into a bit of support on this end. So definitely would want to see if this downward momentum can continue. Okay, so let's see if we can get I'm gonna move this on down here, because no, it's been hidden right here, so I'm just gonna leave it right here. All right, so let's see. Tired, I just finished exercising, so let's see what this does. Okay, so all the EMAs are aligned, but let's see what happens here. There's that retest I was just talking about. It's so important to be patient so that you don't get into the trade in the wrong direction. Okay, so we did have a cross up there at the top on the 1 minute chart of the 5 and 13. That looked like a good trade from 5:14.50 area down to 5:12.50 area. But the EMAs are not properly aligned, so wouldn't have gotten into that trade. Alright, so if this can push up and then cross back down to the downside, I would take a trade for puts. So I'll come back on and show you if that actually happens. But right now it's in its push up little phase. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the cost of the put. The 497 put, when it did kick down to support right here, it was worth 45 cents. And then when it pushed back up, it currently went to like 30 cents. So definitely be careful. You want these EMAs to align properly. You want the momentum to be there. Don't lose for nothing, okay? Make smart choices on the chart. All right, looks like we're getting a breakdown here on the 1 minute chart. Let me go to the 5 minute chart and see what's going on. So downward, okay, we got some downward pressure. All right, let's look and see what these contracts are going for. A put is currently, it went back to 46 cents. Okay. Only thing is it didn't get across to really maximize the momentum. So I don't know, I'm kind of apprehensive on jumping into this trade. So yeah, I like the cross momentums. I didn't buy any contracts. I just remember last week I took a trade like this, right? And it wasn't at the cross level. And so it didn't, okay, there's the momentum. Let's look back at the 5 minute. Let's see. Well, the thing with, on the 5 minute chart, we don't have a candle like totally broken away from the 5 and 13 EMA. So, I don't know. I still think this might pop back up on me. It looks good on the 1 minute, but like I said, that cross happened way up there. And you know, I feel like it needs to do another pull back up to work out, really. So I didn't get into that trade. Let's see. I remember trading last week. 512 was a, well, yeah, 512 was a support level that, you know, had trouble breaking away from last week. You can see over here, it had trouble. This was Monday. It went up, came back down, went up. And so I think that the 512 mark is an area of support that, oh no, gotta see if it's gonna break on down away from it, because it's hit that many times and then shot back up. So I don't know, I'm kind of iffy on taking a put here. All right, let's look on that 1 minute chart. Like I said, exactly, that cross, it has to have a cross for it to align properly. It has to also come with a cross that I can jump in on after. I don't trust it if it doesn't have a cross breakdown. Okay, this has a cross too, but then it's running into support right here. Yeah, so that's not doing what I thought it was gonna do. Alright, I'll come back on. I don't want to make this video longer than it has to be. Alright, so I did jump into a put here. I'm in on the 496 put. I got in for 45 cents. Currently down $1. $0. It did break support up here. That's why I jumped into a put. But let's see how this turns out. Everything is pointing to the downside, but as usual, I sometimes feel like when I get into the trade, it always reverses in the wrong direction. I don't know why. But as far as the 5 minute chart, it looks like it wants to break on down. Currently up $1. Up $0. Down $1. Let me pause and put my son out with his music. Alright, I'm back. I'm currently up $1. Let's see what we got on the 5-minute chart. Up $0. Up $1. I don't know how this is gonna work out. It's one of those things where you're like, I think it's going in the right direction. I think I got in the right direction, but then it tricks you. So, up $0. Well, price is still under the 5 EMA on the 1-minute chart. I guess that's a good thing. But if I get a cross back up of the 5 and 13, I will exit the trade. We did break under that 512 mark though, finally. But who's to say it's gonna stay there, you know? We don't know. Down $1, down $2. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Do you see this? I'm down $8 now. Are you freaking kidding me? I just don't get it sometimes. Like, I get in the right direction and it always kicks back the opposite direction. I'm down $13 now. Am I ever gonna get this? Like, really? Are you kidding me? This thing jumped from 511 all the way to 514, 513.50. Like, really? What am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing. Down $10. Got that cross of the 5 and 13 I was talking about to exit the trade. So I'm going to go ahead and exit this trade, okay? That's where I said I would exit it, and that's where I'm going to exit it. All right, I'm out of that trade. I lost $15. That sucks. I was telling myself, you know, probably shouldn't get in this trade because, you know, there's no cross to the downside. It's pegging back up, right? It's pushing up, coming down, pushing up, coming down, pushing up, coming down. So I jumped in here, but then it popped back up, you know? Even got the cross right here, but then again, you know, that was crazy. Yeah, oh, I don't know, I was looking at my phone. I forgot I was on here. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah, pop back up. Don't mess around support levels. That's crazy. Look at this. Look at this. That's the dip. Buy the dip. You just wait to buy the dip every time and be profitable. Okay. dip down, goes up. I don't know. But it's running. But I did my one trade for the day, so it really doesn't matter. All right. Okay. Here we go. I'll be back. It's crazy how this bounced up like this. I'm glad I got out. So I know it looks like this price, you know, just shot up out of nowhere on today's market, but you got to understand that it was at a support level right here, and it did react to the support level. It bounced up just like that, but the EMAs are still not aligned. So the only way you would have been able to really take advantage of this is if you had traded the 513 cross right here, and just jumped in and tried to see where it was going to take you. That would have been taking a great chance, but it did happen. I saw it fly up in the moment from 511 all the way up to 519. That is a wonderful. How did that do that in a matter of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes? This is a 25-minute move from here to here to here to here to here. That's 5 candles, each 5 minutes long. Now let's drop down to the 1-minute chart and see if we could have actually caught this, okay? So here we go. All right. You know what? Actually could have caught it because it shot up. It did a pullback. All the EMAs aligned. And I mean, I wasn't really watching it during this time because I did my one trade for the day, which was a loser, but you know, it wasn't too bad. So once these aligned right here, and I got out right down here. I got out here when I saw it, you know, the 5 and 13 about to cross back up. That is my exit strategy. So on the 1-minute chart, when the 5 and 13 start to cross back up, that's my chance to exit, because I knew what was coming next, okay, which was this big move right here. So definitely could have waited for this 513.70 area and rode it up to, I would say a good exit would have been 518 to get out, or just take your chance going to 519. You just never know where it's going to go. But that's what happened, and currently I have support sitting right here at this area and resistance sitting up here. So going to the 5-minute chart, if you could get a candle to close above, you know, the area like it did right here, get it to close here. It closed right here. You could have got in and rode this up, made some money, 516 up to 519. So I mean, that's another way you can trade. If you don't want to trade the EMAs, you can wait for the crossovers to happen, and then you can also wait to see if price will go ahead and break the resistance level right here with a candle, a green candle free if it's going up, and a red candle free if it's going down. So hope you all had a good, you know, trade day today. Let's come back tomorrow. Let's try it again. All right, I am Options Trading Addict, and I will see you all on the next video. Thank you for watching.